Yeah, and I know you are on the Derrick Henry train in Nashville for MVP, 69 rushing yards, 10 touchdowns this season. He's definitely a force to be reckoned with, but I'm wondering, what do you think the upside is with this Titans team? Lots going on for them as well.
They're old school. They're built differently. They have a saying, Tennessee tough. And you kind of hear that and you're like, what does that mean? Well, they got a 250-pound running back who's the head of their offense. And more times than not, you'll see a team and the Titans run the ball more than they pass, which is unheard of in this era, but they find ways to win. I found it interesting covering them the last 2 weeks. They've had more comeback wins under Mike Vrabel and Ryan Tannehill than any team in the league since those two came together, which I would not have expected. You think a team built on its running game can't come back, but they find ways to win in fourth quarters. I think what's really going to set them apart is what happens with Tannehill and A.J. Brown going forward. Derrick Henry's always going to be the engine. I think that he's the best running back in the league, but when you get into playoff time, your quarterback is going to have to make a throw at some point. And let's be real, the Titans are not going to have the quarterback advantage on paper in most of those matchups. Ryan Tannehill versus Lamar Jackson, or Ryan Tannehill versus Patrick Mahomes, all of those, everybody's going to pick the other quarterback. But I think what Ryan Tannehill has shown, in his time with the Titans is that he can be really effective on play action. And I saw them the last 2 weeks really dice defenses up when they put their defenders in the box to stop Derrick Henry. So I think this team is a Super Bowl contender. And a lot of people look at me when I say that, it's like, can they really get to the Super Bowl? I think they can. They made the AFC Championship 2 years ago, and I think they have the same formula. And if Julio Jones, I think he could be the X factor. If he ends up getting healthy, he hasn't done much so far this year, then you have two formidable receivers and Derrick Henry, and that offense is going to be hard to stop. So I think the Titans, you got to speak with them in the same voice as the Buffalo Bills, as whoever you put atop the AFC.
It's time to talk about the Titans as a Super Bowl contender. I like it. I know there was a lot of hype around them this preseason, especially with the Julio trade.